Hey everyone, welcome to class. I am absolutely thrilled you're here for today's explainer. I'm your host, and today we are going to dive into one of the most fundamental, elegant, and frankly, coolest concepts in all of physics and electrical engineering, Kirchhoff's laws and circuit analysis. Grab your virtual notebooks because this right here is the key to unlocking how electricity actually works and powers literally everything around us. So let me start by asking you a quick question, just to get those gears turning. How do engineers know exactly how to wire your smartphone without just, guessing? It's a serious question. A modern phone has these wildly complex networks, multiple batteries, and countless loops. If engineers just relied on trial and error, your phone would be nothing more than a tiny smoking brick. Without a systematic method based on fundamental physics, complex circuits with several branches would be a completely unsolvable puzzle. Well, enter our historical hero, the man who provided that exact systematic method, Gustav Robert Kirchhoff. He was a brilliant German physicist. Now, in the early 19th century, scientists knew electricity flowed through conductors, and they knew batteries provided voltage. Back in 1845, scientists already knew about basic Ohm's law, but the core scientific problem they faced was figuring out how to analyze circuits that contained several different branches and multiple loops. Kirchhoff stepped up and provided the exact mathematical precision needed to move beyond simple Ohm's law and truly understand the flow of electricity in complex networks. And honestly, here is what is truly mind-blowing about our friend Gustav. When he published these two revolutionary laws that are literally still the foundation of modern electronics, and taught in every single engineering course today, he was only 21 years old. No way, right? At just 21, he cracked the code for circuit analysis. So here's our game plan for today. 1, the circuit analysis puzzle. 2, your electrical toolkit. 3, the 2 golden rules. 4, step-by-step problem solving. And 5, powering the real world. Let's get to it. All right, section 1, the circuit analysis puzzle, moving beyond Ohm's law. Moving on to section 2, your electrical toolkit, building the vocabulary. Okay, before we can actually dive into the math or solve any puzzles, we really need to get our foundational vocabulary straight. It's kind of like knowing the names of the tools on your workbench, right? First up is a node. A node is, simply put, a point where 2 or more electrical components are hooked up together. This is the exact spot where current can either branch off into different paths or come together into one. When we're tracking current flow later on, nodes are going to be our main focus. Next up, we've got a branch. Now, a branch is just a single path sitting right between 2 of those nodes we just talked about, and it contains 1 or more circuit elements, like, say, a resistor or a wire. The absolutely crucial thing to remember here is that every single branch carries its own distinct electric current between those nodes. And then, of course, we have the loop. A loop is basically any closed conducting path that starts and ends at the exact same point. Loops are absolutely essential, and I mean essential, because we use them to analyze voltage gains and voltage drops across a whole circuit. Think about it. If the path is broken, current just won't flow. So finding those closed loops is totally key. Now, I know these electrical concepts can feel a bit abstract, so let's use a brilliantly simple water system analogy. Electricity is actually a lot like water flowing through pipes. Voltage, that's your water pressure. The higher the pressure, the harder it pushes that charge along. Current is the actual flow of that water itself. Resistance is like a really narrow or rough section of pipe that's slowing things down. And the battery, well, that acts as your water pump, giving everything the pressure it needs to keep moving. Section 3, the 2 golden rules, KCL and KVL. All right, we are officially ready for the main event, Kirchhoff's 2 universal conservation principles. We're going to use the rule of 2 to compare them. On one side, we have Kirchhoff's current law, or KCL. This one is all about the conservation of electric charge, right at a junction. On the flip side, we have Kirchhoff's voltage law, or KVL. This one relies on the conservation of energy around a closed loop. So, just remember, KCL is for charge at a junction, and KVL is for energy around a loop. Let's bring KCL to life first, shall we? Kirchhoff's current law states that the total current entering a junction exactly equals the total current leaving. Imagine a really busy highway intersection. If 100 cars enter that intersection every single minute, then 100 cars have got to leave it every minute, assuming, nobody just parks permanently in the middle of the road. Electric charge behaves the exact same way. It literally cannot pile up at a junction. Whatever charge enters absolutely must leave. Okay, now for KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law.
This one says that the algebraic sum of all voltage rises and drops around a closed loop is exactly 0. Let's anchor this with a hiking analogy. Just imagine you are hiking a circular trail. You climb a steep hill, gaining 100 meters in elevation. Then you hike down into a valley, descending 100 meters, and eventually you walk right back to your exact starting point. Your net change in height, 0. In a circuit, as charge travels a closed loop, the energy gained from batteries is perfectly balanced by the energy lost in resistors.
Section 4. Step-by-step problem solving, applying the laws. Now, I totally get that looking at a massive, complex electrical network can be pretty intimidating, but I promise you, we're going to take this puzzle one logical step at a time. Here is a foolproof methodology for tackling literally any circuit without pulling your hair out. Step 1. Study the circuit layout. Identify your batteries, your resistors, nodes, and closed loops. Step 2. Assign current directions for every single unknown. Step 3. Label your voltages, and remember the rule for resistors: current enters the positive terminal and leaves the negative terminal. Finally, step 4. Apply your KCL and KVL equations. You just write one equation for your nodes, one for your loops, and solve them simultaneously using Ohm's law. Now here's a little pro tip I always give my students, just to eliminate some of that math anxiety. If you're working on step 2, you assign a current direction, and your final calculated answer turns out negative, please do not panic. It simply means the actual current flows in the exact opposite direction of what you initially guessed. That's it. The mathematics will automatically reveal the truth, so there is literally no such thing as a wrong guess when you're setting up your directions. Section 5. Powering the real world. Why this matters today. As incredibly fun as chalkboard equations are, and they are fun, I want you to see how these exact laws govern the massive, real world all around us, every single day. Whenever a circuit board is designed in modern industry, Kirchhoff's laws are the unsung heroes doing the heavy lifting behind the scenes. I mean, they are the backbone of consumer electronics, making sure your smartphones and laptops have the correct voltage. They manage those massive, complex battery packs in electric vehicles. They help engineers design inverters for renewable energy systems like solar panels. Even aerospace and aviation rely on them for critical navigation equipment, and they are quite literally used to calculate current flow to keep our massive power grids reliable. So the big takeaway here is that this 19th century physics is quite literally driving our 21st century technology. I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought to ponder. Look around the room right now. Seriously, look around. At your phone, your computer screen, the LED lights above your head. How many millions of Kirchhoff's equations do you think are being solved by your devices at this very second? Because modern circuit simulation tools solve millions of them automatically. The invisible physics powering our everyday lives is it's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for exploring this explainer with me today. Keep asking great questions, and I'll catch you in the next one.